the other French kid.
Oh my goodness. Okay, and we are live too. By the way, brothers, welcome everybody to 411 Sports Board Network. If you can see OB Antoine right there, 411, and whoever else, you never know who else may join. But we here enjoying the draft. We're gonna talk a little WNBA, some NBA. There was a couple questions on deck for the Dallas Cowboys. Brandon can talk it all. Antoine can talk all sports. So we're just gonna go around the gamut. So you may hear a little Deion Sanders talk in Colorado, because they're in the news because of a recent interview with Deion Sanders. Then you have what again said Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys. We'll talk about them a little bit. This may be it for that, but we'll find out. And then of course the WNBA with the Commissioner's Cup. Uh, they just wrapped that up yesterday. Plus, we had the Sky and the Fever play for the third time, so we'll touch on that a little bit. But first, we're gonna talk NBA draft because that's what's currently going on. So let me run these credits right quick, and then I want get ready to hear from Antoine and myself. All right, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, share, because sharing is caring. Hit that notification bell so you can stay on top of everything. And make sure you check us out on TikTok as well. TikTok is Mr. 411. Right there, MisterFourOneone. Same thing on Instagram, IG. Please do the same thing right there. And of course, on YouTube, 411 Sports World Network. All right, NBA draft, Swan. First of all, how are you doing today, brother? And then NBA draft thoughts, bro.
Doing well, man. Just pre going live. Just as an outdoor worker, it's been pretty atrocious out here, man. It's horrible. There's no, there's nothing that there's no words for trying to soften it up and make it be, it's just been hot. We're in Georgia, so that's part of what comes along with that. But it's draining, man. It is, and the more that clock goes up, the more minutes you rack up, it it wears on you. So,
Oh yeah,
but we
it's
here.
hot. As they say, it's hot as hell. And
Yeah.
it just is what it is, man. In the dirty South, hot Atlanta's not too far from us. And it's just hot, man. And speaking of hot Atlanta, number one draft pick, man, in it, first time since 1976 when the Atlanta Hawks drafted David Thompson. And for those who don't know about David Thompson, he had probably the most ups in the history of the league. He was a great shooting guard, played in the ABA and the NBA with the Denver Nuggets, who was, by the way, a ABA team that transitioned into an NBA team, Denver Nuggets. And so I don't know what happened, why the Hawks didn't keep David Thompson.
Well,
Is that for,
at the beginning of the of this
did he
of the
take the
draft, and it
contract?
was yeah,
Oh,
no, yeah, just a little nugget. Like he was drafted number one overall, but he actually chose to pull out of the NBA draft and go into the ABA draft
okay,
where he was number one there, and so he that was why Atlanta didn't not want to keep him. He just didn't want to be you
okay.
know he probably some of that same old stuff that's been going on around here. But yeah, he just didn't want to be down here, and he ended up going out west. So
Okay. Yeah. And also
yeah,
back in those days, the ABA, when they were in their run, they were the competitor to the NBA and they were paying out. Because I remember Rick Barry, I read stories about Rick Barry who played in the NBA in the late sixties, started, kind of started out young in the late sixties, lighting it up. And then in the seventies, I think he went to go he kind of left Golden State and went to a team called the Oaks, which was in the ABA. And it was like the pay was a lot better. Well, for these hot, they were trying to outbid players. That's what ABA was trying to do, which eventually became their downfall. But I see that now. That makes sense, bro. Just appreciate that nugget, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, get it, Denver Nugget. Appreciate that nugget.
Yes,
But
sir.
anyway, man. NBA draft, man. Hawks number one pick, man. They draft what is it? Sashir blank, whatever his last name is. Man, what you think, man? What you think about that?
Um, kind of, like I say, I guess as far as what the Hawks organization was doing, they kind of had this guy on their radar. So
Yeah.
it wasn't a big surprise, I guess, to them. And like you said, the last couple of days when you start looking at the mock drafts and that kind of situation, you're like, he was a potential first round pick, the number one pick overall. And this draft wasn't like a Shaquille O'Neal or Allen Iverson or Elijah. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah,
wasn't,
Dwight Howard,
or
somebody.
or even last year with Wembanyama. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't a no brainer as far as the pick. My thing with Atlanta, and it's just the Hawks end up Hawks, and Atlanta just does Atlanta stuff, and I'm not gonna say I don't know why. I do know why, because the same way that most of the teams are set up, as far as like teams that aren't owned by a singular owner, you
Hmm.
get a lot of they look at numbers. They're looking at numbers. They're looking to turn a profit. They're not looking, it's a business to them. They're just looking at numbers. They're looking to turn a profit. They're looking to make money. So as far as like investing in players, investing in one thing and investing in something else, that's gonna always outweigh their want to win a championship, or at least that's been the way that I've seen it. And you look at the teams um, that have been the most successful teams. Most of them are teams that are not a organization. I mean, like a management group owned team.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
Lakers, the Lakers, Boston, San, like these teams, Golden State, they're not just, what I'm saying, Dallas, they're not owned by a group that's looking to turn a profit. Mark Cuban has we can call it a toy or whatever it is, but like, that's what he looks at it as. It's a, he's a one of a, he owns one of 30 teams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like that in itself is a as an exclusive club that they have, and so not to get too far off subject. I think we should have took SAR, because the one thing that you can always kind of bank on in NBA is defense. You can always bank on defense and development. He wouldn't have to worry about his offensive development off front, especially having Trey and DeJounte in front of him. So hey, you work and let him work on his offensive game, but he would benefit from not seeing a lot of double teams, not seeing a lot of things to stop him offensively, because you got to focus on those other two guys. So I would have liked to taken him. But I don't know what the team makeup is like. If you take this guy, like, I mean, like, what are you going to do? You going to keep Capella? You looking to, like, what are you going to do? As far as the inside, because regardless of how good offensively you are, we're still a bad defensive team. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were at the bottom on a lot of defensive categories, and so you didn't help yourself at that point.
Yeah, and it's weird, man, because I know there was some word out there on the street that Sarr didn't want to go to Atlanta after all because he was actually kind of pushing to go to Washington so he can play center. I mean, so he can play power forward, and instead of playing the center position in Atlanta. But as me and Brooks was talking about earlier in the week, Um, I mean, there's no real centers in the league anyway outside of Joker and Embiid. So center is really kind of obsolete if you think about it. He just would have, you know what I'm saying? So it really didn't matter. And far as that, in Atlanta, he could have, yeah, he could have played a modified center position, but he eventually would have just been a forward anyway, because that's what the league basically is. You know what I'm saying? Outside of who's the pivot players in the league outside of Embiid and Joker, like, you know what I
You
mean?
really, yeah, you really don't have center base guys other than those two.
Yeah,
Um,
and even they play on the outside a lot.
yeah, I mean, and you look at somebody like you look at Oklahoma City. They don't. Holmgren is like 7-1-2. He stays outside more than anything. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
like you say, so the need, yeah, like you said, the need to be in a specific position. That to me goes into some of the communications and how um I guess the coach was feeling like he was going to utilize a player, and the player was like, I don't want to play that position.
yeah,
But again, if you keep Capella, then fine, put him at power forward. You know what I'm saying? Just let him play. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Like what's wrong with that? But
Right.
um,
He
I
could have
don't
been a
know,
power
man.
forward anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, the NBA has gotten to be such a what we're going to call a fluid league where it's like you got guards and then you got kind of everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Forward
yeah,
forward centers, combo guards, combo forwards. All kind of stuff. But the one thing that I would have thought that they would have done was to get the guy for the defensive end and at least help you out. That way, when he gets in, he can have an immediate impact on playing the game on the defensive side of the ball.
yeah.
And
Well,
again, if you keep Capella, he's not a bad defense. I mean, like you kind of
yeah,
lock your post. You know what I'm saying? Your area down there. So
yeah, yeah. You have two guys on the back line now that's athletic, and that definitely helps the smallish, backcourt with Trey Young and Murray, because they're not the two biggest of guys anyway. So they're both kind of slight build, and even though Murray is considered a good defender, he's still not a strong
yeah,
guy. He can get posted up. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he's not he's not
it's whatever.
he's not bulky. Yeah, he's not a bulky kind of guy.
Yeah, yeah. So that's that, man. What do you think about Bronny? Let's go ahead and get that out of there, out the way. But first we got somebody trying to get in. Look like Mo. What's up, Mo?
Hi,
Hey, welcome.
what's
All
up? I'm
right.
trying
Yeah.
to get online or on my laptop.
Okay. Well, you do what you got to do. When you ready, we're gonna talk WNBA. But right now we're talking NBA draft.
Okay.
We just talked about the Atlanta Hawks. Hey, your Spurs just drafted. And Brandon, you can help me with it. Is it Dillingham from Kentucky? I think that's a very good pick for the Spurs.
Okay.
By the way,
Nice.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he was sixth player of the year, I believe, in the SEC, and he's
Yeah.
kind of an NBA type player more so than a college player. It's just a good addition to the Spurs and
Yeah.
drafting another good young guy. Type player more
Oh,
so than.
Okay. No, no, that was me. Never mind. I'm just gonna look at my phone. Okay,
Oh,
that's
okay.
what's up. I
Yeah,
haven't been looking at it. I just came from outside. So okay, that's a good thing. We need to get our boys back on track there.
yeah, yeah. Your team's gonna be good. Spurs are gonna be good in the long run.
Yeah.
I don't know if Popovich will still be there by that time, but he would have helped lay the groundwork for the next person that's gonna be coaching that team. Probably Tim Duncan. So
Hmm.
I got a feeling it might be Tim Duncan down the line coaching the Spurs,
Right,
and
so
he gonna have him twisting his hair. You know what I'm saying? Tim Duncan is cool. He's
man, he
cool,
didn't
man.
win.
I didn't realize he was
Tim
no,
that
Duncan
cool,
is
man.
out. He
they
didn't
might.
win MIA.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they might look at Tony Parker, man. He's the one that's been kind of coaching all these French kids that we see in like he's
Oh
you
yeah,
know
that's another one.
he could possibly be um he could possibly be the guy that you go to get your
Hey,
coach. You know what I'm saying? He's done some work with the French team, and like I said, a lot of these guys, I guess he's kind of had a hand in moving them around the
yeah,
French teams or whatever. So
yeah, that's another good idea, man. I like that. I actually like Tony Parker. I can envision him being the head coach too for the Spurs.
Yeah.
But yeah. But what about this guy? Y'all, what's y'all envisioning for Bronny James? Do you think he's going to get drafted in round 1? The draft is now up to like the pick number 9, so it's still about 20 something more picks to go. In particular, the Lakers at 17 and maybe Boston later on at 30 or so. What do y'all think about Bronny James? Do you think he's going to get drafted in round 1? We what do y'all think? You think he's going to go? You can just throw it out there, Brandon. Do you think Brandon's gonna get picked?
I think he'll get picked because of his dad. I don't think he's going to get picked because of his ability to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's ready to play on that level right now. He need to just stand still and continue his college career
Hmm.
and then transition to the NBA. But if he get drafted now, I think it will be because of his dad.
Yeah. What about
That's
you,
my
Brandon?
take.
this is all about LeBron James and his want to play with his son. This is this is
Mhm.
this is 100%. This is about we're talking about a second round pick. There's never been a hoopla about anybody in the second round that hasn't been named Bronny James. You know what I'm saying? Like that. This is the only reason we're talking about this. Um,
Mhm.
you can't you if you take away his name, and you just put stats up there. Nobody's touching this player with a 50-foot pole. So, um, and I get, hey, they want to try to put the comparisons about, you know, people who have parents and they get the connection and they do all of this. Now, if LeBron James owned an NBA team and he wanted to pick his son, that'd be perfectly fine. He doesn't own anything. He doesn't own a team, and he has no business trying to tell a team that they got to pick his son to play with it.
Right.
Just because he's at the end of his end. This is a whole LeBron play. No, Bronny should not be drafted in the first or second round. You see guys that are way better talents, that are way better basketball players, um, and you know that's just my take on that. He shouldn't be drafted. Nobody should take a first or second round pick on this guy, and not because I don't like him, but just the thing that Mo said. He's not ready.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
not ready.
My boy Keith Sweat had a song called I'm Not Ready. And yeah. And
So what do you think? What do you think?
hey man, I think he should go in the second round if he's gonna go anywhere. If like just using the Lakers for example, don't use your first pick on Bronny. If you happen to roll all the way back around to number 50, whatever, and he's there, you can take a flyer in on the second round. That's about the high ceiling for me on picking Bronny right now. And you know, that's where I'm at with it. So if you're gonna do it then. Preferably don't do it at all, but I got a feeling that's where it's gonna happen at if he's sitting there. So I'm banking on round 2.
And I know I don't want to. I ain't gonna delve into this very long, but like, what kind of message does that send to to your team and your teammates and the
What
guys
we
that are out
doing?
there? Uh,
Yeah, that we know what it's about. You know what I'm saying? It's about the show. It's about the script. You know.
okay, but see, okay, look, and again, we tag real quick. Now Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
And this is her whole thing. Like we get with her. Um, but she had accomplishments. She did her work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She was good. So the thing with coming in and her being picked and all the hoopla that we're giving her, she's earned some of it. You know what I'm saying? She's earned. Well, I'm gonna
Mhm.
say she's earned it. She's earned what
Right.
she's got. We're
Right.
talking about a guy that averaged less than 5 points a game. And come on, man! Like again,
Right.
if you take away his name,
Yep. He,
Anybody would
he,
be telling you you're a fool.
he playing with
You would
us.
not have. You wouldn't have. Okay, today's okay. Yeah, they'll pick Thursday. If you pick that Joker on Thursday, take away Bronny James. If you picked him on Thursday, Friday morning, your key card don't work. They got your stuff sitting out there at the front door with everything that you own. They got it sitting at the front door. Don't come in my building no more. That's what they gonna
Yep.
tell you. So like, why are
Yeah.
we giving? It would be
Yeah.
different. It would be different, at least to me. Like if he wasn't even a highly touted college prospect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just because your dad, man, no, no, no.
Hey, Brandon, he went from 6'3" to 6'1". So that's another big thing there. And I mean, I don't know, man. You know what it is? It's the name. But anyway, we're gonna shift over to the WNBA with the WNBA roundup. Let's go to the Commissioner's Cup. Congratulations to the Minnesota Lynx, 94-89 victory. Uh, we get a little volume in the back down a little bit, wherever it may be, just a little bit. But Minnesota Lynx, congratulations with the Lynx. They won the Commissioner's Cup on Tuesday night, 94-89. Um, Nafisa Collier was the MVP of the Cup, and here's a little something about her. As you can see there, that's a picture of her, Nafisa Collier. We can give her a little highlight because this team is, I think they have the best record in the league right now, but it's one of the teams that people are not really talking about across the league. Even in the mainstream media outlets, they're talking more about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and not even talking about the Minnesota Lynx. So, um, Cookie, Monica, what's some things about Collier that you like?
I like the fact that she is a mom and she had her first child and she came back dominating. Like, we saw her in her college career at UConn and she dominated there as well. And she also came back from a pregnancy and she's dominating. So I think that speaks volume with her, and that's being a female that, you know, you can have a family and also play ball, what you passionate about. So I think that speaks volume, and she shows other women out there that, hey, if I can do it, you can do it too. So hands off to Collier. I think she's amazing. I'll enjoy watching her at UConn, and she's also doing well in WNBA as well. All the talk, like you said, on Mr. 411 is on Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, but it's way more athletic players in the WNBA. So I think we all need to give accolades to all the women in the WNBA because they are phenomenal. That's my take
Yep,
on that.
yep. 21.6 boards, 3 assists. That's a strong outing right there for the power forward. And
Yeah.
again, like you said, had a great career, collegiate champion at UConn.
Hmm.
Play and one of the best power forwards in the league.
Right.
Front court player in the league. So I
Hmm.
think she stacks up with anyone in the league. Um, your thoughts on the Commissioner's Cup, Brundage?
Just from a ignorant guy that's learning and trying to be more part of the game. Where we're let's. I mean, I'm gonna be transparent and honest.
That's
Um,
why we're here, right?
yeah, you don't where the league. I feel this is a slight on them again.
Yeah,
I didn't know who the number one team in the WNBA was. We're talking about the Lynx. We've talked about Caitlin Clark. We've talked about Angel Reese, and we talked about the Aces. Now we get the Aces because they two-time defending champs, so they get
right.
they're going to get their line share or their portion of the talk. Caitlin Clark is going to get her line share because of what she's doing. Reese is whether people kind of do this or whatever. She's playing her part in it. I think she's playing her part in it. I think she's a smart young lady. She's probably got people around her understanding, like you say, if we go back in the day and we grab the bird and Magic kind of, tit for tat and how that was played off, I think Reese, or her people are understanding what's going on. And so, again, just going by the Commissioner's Cup, I didn't know. I haven't. I've kind of
Yeah.
looked and they've thrown it out, but nobody's talked about the Lynx being as good as they
Mm-hmm.
are. And
Right.
all we talked about is Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, how they've kind of got pushed around. We talked about the aces missing God dang it, the point
Great.
guard. Yeah,
Yeah, great.
Great. Mm-hmm.
missing the point guard, but they're still championship pedigree. And like Minnesota has, I know they've won. That organization has won a couple of WNBA
Yeah.
Yeah.
championships, so
They was
they've
the
got that.
dynasty. They were the
Yeah,
dynasty team at one
yeah.
point when Maya Moore,
And
Simona Gustis,
Gustus
what's the
Files, was it Files?
Files? What's the other
Yeah,
name? Cover on the tall one?
Simone Augustus,
No, I got Simone, Maya, Files, Waylon,
Waylon. Yeah,
and
Waylon,
what's
yeah.
the other one? The tall
They used to
one.
have well, they used to
It's a
have somebody
tall
named Katie
black
Smith on
girl.
the team too.
Yep, her, and it's the tall black girl. Oh my goodness, I can't remember her name. Oh, I see
Okay,
her face, but I can't call her name.
that narrows it down though.
Jacque. Is it? It ain't Jacque. Was it?
No, not her, not
No,
her.
no, she in New York.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness, I'm gonna have
We'll
to.
get it. Yeah, we'll get
Yeah,
it and post it in the comment section. But
yeah,
in other words,
Yeah.
they were
Well,
loaded
the
and
the
they had a
four
yeah. They
one
were
great.
one
loaded. They were stacked.
the four one
Yeah,
one what you call it team will get on that real quick. The
yeah, production team.
TJ, yeah, TJ gonna have to hire one of them. So we'll talk about that later on. But anyway, um,
Yeah, the production team. They'll get on it. Yeah, and there's some of the standings right there. As you can see, Liberty and the Sun. They're pretty much the powerhouses on the east side. And over at West, man, look at their the Lynx, 13-3.
Yeah.
The best team in the league right now, in my opinion. And that's saying a lot because you have New York over there, you still got Connecticut. So those three teams are probably the favorites, you know, down the stretch this year. So we'll keep an eye on that. And again, we can't leave out the aces. They're going to be
Mm-mm.
full strength later on, and so that'll be an interesting top part of the
Mm-hmm.
playoff bracket when we get there. But yeah, but that's that. We might as well go ahead and do it. I mean, the names came up earlier: Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and we'll knock it out because we got a Laker talk coming up at 9:35. But Fever versus because Rod will be in the building at 9:35 to talk JJ Redick. But we'll get to that later on. Fever versus Sky. Um, just quickly, since we wrapping up the WBA talk, what were your thoughts on round three between Fever and Sky?
Phenomenal game. That was a great game. That was playoffs. Oh man, it was good. It was good. Both teams are maturing. They are coming to their game. They are learning each other. The chemistry is coming on both sides. So great game. I know it seemed like a rivalry, and I know I heard the interview with Caitlin Clark, and she was like, she doesn't feel like it was a rivalry. It's just two teams playing, being competitive. But long as Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark on those teams, it's going to be a rivalry.
Yeah, it's gonna be regardless. Yeah,
It's
because
gonna be
the
regardless.
fans have chosen. It's just like pro
Yes.
wrestling. The fans have chosen who their champions are, and so
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. It's gonna be
and,
whatever Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese on the same
Angel
court.
Reese,
It's gonna be
yes.
a show.
Well, they get
and
traded to another team. It's going to be those two teams. I don't care what. And the energy is different when
Yeah,
Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese is on the floor playing against each other. Like it,
true.
I don't care.
Magic
Not
and
only
Bird.
just with the
This is
Fever,
Magic.
it's on every team. It's like the energy with those two is like the vets are trying to. It's like they're trying to prove a point. Like, hey, I'm here too. It's not all about you all. So the energy is there, and I love it because I can
This
just tell the way. What was her name? Oh my goodness. Diamond the Shields. Do you
Hmm.
remember the play where she blocked her shot?
She blocked, yeah.
Yeah.
She
And she was
blocked it,
like,
yeah.
oh,
And she was like, yeah, like it's the energy is there.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. I love the competitiveness. It's amazing. And I think from my point of view, I think that's going to grow those rookie players into the WNBA game. And they're going to get better. Their game is going to evolve around that as well. So I love it. It was a great game. That was a good game from start to finish. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And the one thing, yeah, okay, and I'm gonna feed off of that real quick. The growth. If we, this has only been, 15, 16 games,
Right.
depending on the team. Look at how much, look at how adapted these young ladies have become to each other. And like you say, the way that the game, you don't get to be the number one pick in the draft because you good. You know what I'm saying? You bad. You're a bad team
Mhm.
if you get the number one pick. You a bad team
Mhm.
if you're picking four. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we
Right.
see we see that how
Fourth and seventh. Chicago
huh?
drafted fourth and seventh. Right. They drafted twice. They got two picks within the first seven.
Yeah,
Uh,
this guy
picks.
got, yeah, Cardoza and Reese,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and they actually took Cardoza first. So
First. Yeah. And Reese at seven. Yep.
yeah, and so
Mhm.
um it's the same way. I mean, and again, we have such a small sample size of what's been going on, but to see the improvement and the way that they're adapting to the game, and you can
Mhm.
kind of see where everybody's gonna plug and pick their pieces and the things that they're gonna do as far as like what they, what they're gonna do. And I mean, like, man, we gotta, look at what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like these ladies played all the way through college, the Final Fours and the championship game, and then they get drafted, and then like it's not like they had 2 or 3, 4, 5 months to get to know each other. It was like you play the college schedule, you get drafted. We
Yeah.
WNBA games are playing. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like there was a whole lot of um, time to
Yeah. You
get
to
to
get
know
right
each
to it.
other in the chemistry. But it's amazing, and like you say, it's good to see that they have transitioned from being college players to professional players, and
Mhm.
how it's going. And the thing about Clark, we can, whether you like her, whether you don't like her. I don't like her fans. I like her as a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? I could differentiate the difference between liking a player and their fans. I hate her fans. Her fans are some ignorant such and such, and so like that part of it I don't like. As far as her and her game, I love her. I love the way that she plays the game, and you can tell she's figuring it out as she's going along. You can see
Mhm.
how she's doing things, and so like
Yeah.
that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? You want the as far as the league to get better, you want your best players to get better. Now it's messed up that what's my girl from Brink, you know,
Yeah.
she
Mm-hmm.
messed up her knee, and
Cameron
she's
Brink.
gonna get thrown out of it, and everybody was kind of like, oh, Clark stepped in and she's automatically rookie of the year. I like the fact that Angel's like, nah, this thing ain't over with yet. I'm out here playing. What she say? I'm a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Mhm.
love that. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And what I don't what I don't like for sports, and I'll leave it as that. Stop
Yeah.
stop trying to make these women not be competitive. Stop trying to make them sit in this little square and be like, oh, they're girls. They can't really, they didn't want to. They want the girls to play. Man, get out of here. They dogs just like everybody else. They want to play. They want to play hard. They want to play aggressive, and I love it. I love the way that they play, and the one
Okay.
thing, like you said, the only thing, and I'm sorry, I'm going a little long. The only thing
Yeah.
about
We got two more
Clark that
topics.
the only thing I wish Clark had said was like, instead of just being so politically correct, now I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm trying to get back at her. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't
Yeah.
don't just,
Mhm.
we know you talk crap. We know you a crap talker. Don't get up here and play the don't play the politically correct game now.
Yeah.
Be
And one
Yeah.
more thing,
be a
right,
baller and talk your crap.
right. And one more thing too with the Fever, they have already accomplished something this season. They
Yeah.
are number 7, I think, right now. As of right now, I think. So,
Yeah.
well, maybe number 9 now. I think maybe I'm not sure. But last
It
time
fluctuates.
yeah,
They're right there.
but
That's
still,
7 and 9. They're in that
but
7 and 9.
though, they are they can possibly make the playoffs this year. So that's a big accomplishment for the Fever from going. They was the last team ranked last season,
Mhm.
and now this season they can possibly go to the playoffs. Hey, they did that accomplishment this year. Hey, the only thing they can do now is just keep going up, and that's
Yeah.
it for me.
Yeah. And Hot Tub Tony, shout out to Hot Tub Tony. But Hot Tub, he's definitely not a Caitlin Clark fan.
No, he's
And
not.
yeah, and he must not be watching the games because
Hey, I know.
like
Hey, what Hot Tub Tony? I don't
some
know you, boss, but they call this cat named Steph Curry a one trick pony too. They call him. He can't do nothing but shoot deep, and that
yeah,
joker walking around with just many championships is LeBron James. So
yeah.
he
Yeah.
that one. Again, I love to get on here and we can talk basketball, but like
Hmm.
she's a rookie. She's a rookie player that, like I
Yeah.
say, we're in June. They were still playing basketball in March.
Yeah.
That's 3 months, dog. They went from that went from being they went from being college players in March to being professional players in shit.
In two
May.
weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
They went to
Yeah,
camp. Yeah, they went to
yeah,
camp and that preseason. Yeah.
And you,
Hmm.
end of May, beginning of June.
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, No, I'm not saying she's Curry, but I'm just saying like
No,
that. You
she's
she's
saying
Curry
she's
not
a
ish.
one trick
Curry.
pony, and I'm just telling you that's the same thing. That was the knock on Curry. He didn't play
Yeah.
defense. He couldn't do this. All he could do was shoot. And
It worked
she's
out.
figure. I'm just telling you, if like you say, if you're watching the games, she's figuring stuff out. You know
She's
what I'm saying?
figuring. Yeah.
She's
Mm-hmm.
figuring it out. Hey
Right.
man, I love basketball. I
Well,
love
well, well,
basketball. So
Caitlin
but
Clark,
this
her defense has to improve. It
yeah,
it
it
does
does.
because
You're
I
right
watch
about
her,
that. The
but
defense. Yeah.
she is going to improve on her defense. She's getting adjusted to every level of the WNBA. Like she's not gonna be able to perform the way she did at Iowa. So she's figuring stuff out, and her coach is also figuring it out. So hey,
rookie,
yeah,
she's
she
got a
has
rookie
a
head.
weakness.
She's
Yeah,
got a
she
rookie head coach.
exactly right.
Yeah,
So she
I
weak in
mean, like
defense.
we could say what we want to, but this is like taking a handful of stuff and just throwing it on the wall and saying like, oh, we're going to criticize them because they're not giving us a hundred. They're not. She's not 11-2 at this point. No, and nobody ever said that about her game. But like, let's be realistic. Let's be realistic in what she was the number one pick. You the number one pick for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like you were bad.
Mm.
You're
The bad
bad.
team.
Yeah, you're a
Well,
bad
and
Mhm.
team
and
when you get the
and
number
I'm
one pick.
and yeah,
And you
yeah,
already had I don't know from the year before because wasn't Aaliyah Boston? Wasn't she
yeah.
the
She was
number
number
one?
Number
one pick the
one.
year before.
So
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
got two number one picks in a row, bro. You like, dude, come on now.
Yeah. And don't
Let's
forget now
let's
in the
let's
standings,
let
in the
yeah, let's give
standings,
them let's give them a
but
little chance to
yeah,
she again she'll have an off season. I guarantee you she'll
okay.
probably come back this next year a different player because I
But
think with that kind of like with her, she'll get a chance to grow. Y'all stop
hey,
making
hot
this
Oh
tub.
good for her. The
wow.
media hyped her up like she's the second coming of Jesus, and now she's looking like a
That's
bust.
funny.
Hey, this is the thing.
She's in the
Hot.
playoffs right now. How's she a bust, dog?
Hey,
Right
She
now
has
she's
to
in the
improve
look,
the
playoffs.
team.
look. She is
Wim,
getting. She's got a tremendous following, and maybe her following is greater than her actual overall game at this point. But her game is still is borderline. is borderline elite without the experience. Once she gets the experience, it's gonna be over with because
Yeah.
like she
It,
was dropping dimes out there and controlling the game. If you add up her assist
And
total,
assist. And getting that
if you
ball
add
down to
if,
Boston.
yeah, if you add up her
And the
assist
Smith.
total,
Yes.
right? 13 assists times two,
Right.
that's another 20, that's another
20,
26 point,
a
right?
minimum of 26 points.
Right. And some of those might have been threes, so we'll give her two threes. That's 28 points. And then she
Shit, give
scored
it 3.
17. Right. Yeah, there you go. So she pretty much
That's a third.
accounted
So
for a lot of
shit.
points.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So, you know,
she's.
she ain't
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, I was just saying she's not trash. And guess what? You know, that we can talk Angel Reese too. Angel Reese is still trying to figure it out. Like that, let's not act like when she won that game Sunday, it looked like they won the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, and nothing against having that kind of emotion for the game, but that shows you that, Angel's trying to figure it out too, because her shot is not there. Most
Nope.
of her
It's
most of
not.
her buckets are getting, catches underneath or misses and putting it back. And that's okay because her motor is to get boards. Now, is
Mm-hmm.
she improving? She is improving, but she's got a lot of work to do too.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt that she has another big on the front line with her too. So it kind of goes both ways. They're both trying to figure this thing out. I think they both bring something to the table in different ways. And it's great for the league. And even with Hot Tub's comments and how he feels about it, that kind of energy is great for the league because you want to have fans that are on one side of the fence and fans that are on the other side of the fence because that brings in tickets. You know what I'm saying? That brings in more attention to the games. So this is a great thing.
Hot tub. Hey, man, I like to put my money where my mouth is. So you say it's not gonna age well. How far do you want to go
Uh-oh.
back? How far do you
Uh-oh.
want to go? If you want to go 5 years from now, we can go do it now. We can go 5 years from now. You want to put 100 on it? We'll
Oh
we'll put
my
100
God.
on it. We'll put a
Uh-oh.
hundred on it. And, and
Hot
and
tub.
and let's just
100.
say 5 years from now, you said that she ain't gonna be. I just want to know what comment that I don't know if it was at me that's not gonna age well, but I'm just telling you, if you want to talk Caitlin Clark, and again, if you watch, this girl she's not had an off season to learn how to get her body
Uh-oh.
well.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
You gonna put it up. You gonna put the 100 up. Oh my goodness.
Let's
Oh
go.
man, this is cool.
Again,
This is
hey,
I
okay, so
love it. I
now,
love it.
now,
I
now,
love
now,
it.
like you say, it's not going. You say age well. What you talking about? We now it can't be next year. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to we gonna have to be real. Now what you want to say? 3 years, 4 years? Because we got to give a time to get to the game. You know what I'm saying? No
Well,
greats. You know what I'm saying? Hell,
we'll figure out a
Jordan
way.
didn't win. Jordan didn't win to 7 years in. Hell, all of them. None of the greats won in their first 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh. So 3 years
3
from now, you're
years.
saying now what are we talking about? You talking about just age well as far as play? She's not gonna still be at the top like with assists and hitting these threes and stuff, and she's just gonna fizz out the league. Is that what we're looking at? Is that how we're gonna quantify it? And we can kind of figure that out as we go along here.
Yeah,
Um,
after the show,
yeah,
we'll go.
I'll make sure
Shit,
we link
Jordan.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll set up some parameters and we'll do some we'll do some numbers because we gonna have to set some baselines and those kind of things. Now she ain't no Jordan, but I'm just telling you, the girl is
yeah,
she's a player. You can.
yeah.
And the
I
one
think she's
thing that
more
we can
Curry.
say about uh not being racially motivated or anything, but like white women have been uh as far as like college basketball and WNBA basketball, they've shown that they can play at the highest level and be the best players on the floor.
Yeah.
Elena Deladon, like you say, Becky Hammond, um, Lindsay
Two
Whalen, Rebecca
Bird.
Lobo, Sue Bird, like
Brianna
Taurasi,
Stewart.
Brianna Stewart, you know what I'm saying? Like these, Diana
Taurasi,
Taurasi. Yeah, so
Katie,
we
Katie
ain't gonna
over in
just sit.
Minnesota back in the day.
Yeah, we not just gonna sit up here and say that white women can't play at at an elite level at the WNBA level. So
Well,
she
we'll
still
definitely.
might be in the league, but she won't be a factor on any team. Well, damn,
Yeah.
hey man, you could just give me my money now. Hell, if that's what you
Uh-oh.
think,
Uh-oh.
if that's all,
Uh-oh.
if that's
Uh-oh.
what you think, you give me my money now.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, hot tub. I'm gonna have to get y'all hooked up here soon.
Yeah,
Like
you give me my
within the
money
next.
now. If you 3 years
Mhm.
from now, if you say 3 years from now, you say she ain't gonna be a factor in this league,
Yeah.
you can give me my money now. I can. Hey,
That's
I
good
won't even
stuff.
charge you no interest on them $100. You can just get. Hey, we'll donate them things to the Boys and Girls Club of America or
All
somewhere.
right.
We'll
Hot
see.
tub.
Yeah, we'll see. Hey,
All right. Top hot tub. Appreciate them. All right. Man, it's always fun. I have to bring up Keaton Park more often then. All right. Let's talk about
damn. I'm sorry,
these
y'all.
Cowboys. Dakota Prescott. And we ain't gotta take long on this one. Dak Prescott, do you feel like this is his last year um in Dallas? I guess I'll
I
go ahead and
hope
go.
I hope not.
Okay. So
I think he's still good for Dallas. Honestly, I hope he does not. I hope not.
yeah, I mean, I think Dak has done a good job with Dallas. I mean, he's been solid with the Cowboys. Dallas is pretty much, Dallas is pretty much Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like Dallas isn't, and Cookie, cover your ears, 'cause I know it's your team. But
Um,
Dallas ain't did too much, since the '90s.
no,
You know what
right?
I'm saying?
I mean, hey, I'm not
So
sure loser, bro. I know.
yeah.
I'm
Well,
not that
look.
fan.
You talking about somebody who's a New York Mets baseball fan, so I'm taking my lumps
Yeah.
in
So
losing. But
they
I think
can't finish. I know
yeah,
this
I think
postseason.
it,
Been a long time.
It's
Outcast said
been
it's been
long
a long time.
time.
Long time.
19 something.
yeah,
Hey, just like my Spurs, it's been a long time.
Yeah,
Both
yeah.
of
It
my
was
and
teams been
now
a long
and where
time.
them Spurs done won a whole lot since the Mets done won anything. You know what I'm saying? Like
hey man.
let's just get a
Okay.
let's just get an NL East
Hey
title. Let's
man.
get one of
Look,
them.
look, let me
Let's
let
just
me
get
let me live
let's just get an
let me
NL
live
East
in my
title.
Darryl Strawberry days, okay? Let me live in my Darryl Strawberry
Hey man, them
Dwight Gooden.
hey, hey, you know what, TJ? Ask Kobe
Yeah.
from the low who. Ask Kobe from the low who Daryl Strawberry is. He think that's gonna be a milkshake at McDonald's.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so that's the deal. But yeah, with Dallas, man, like I think that he's a solid quarterback. I think you probably just got to put more. You got to. I wonder when Dallas is ever going to get that running back. Like I know Zeke Elliott had a run there, but why not try to find a back that a back with power and you can dump it off to them in the backfield, out of the backfield. Right now, I think that's something that could be a factor there with Dallas, where you can run the ball a little more, and
Yeah.
then have some timely passing from that.
Mhm.
Well,
I don't know why they never addressed that because they've had a good
well,
defense.
they had an opportunity if you wanted to, you know, I don't know about the amount of money, but it would have probably been a good Derrick Henry. Why don't you grab Derrick Henry?
Oh man, wow, that would have
He's
been
sitting right
nasty.
there. You know what I'm saying? Like he's in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm telling you, Dallas would have probably been able to offer him some money. And the
Hmm.
fact that you go in and you bring Pollard in, or you have Pollard, you let Zeke go, you feature Pollard,
Yeah.
and he doesn't do a bad job. He's not the reason you're losing games. You know what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying? Like
Right.
he's not the reason that you're losing games. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't understand the jumping off the ship with Pollard. He's a good
He was a good back.
he was a good running back. And yeah, I
Hmm.
you
It's
say he was
great.
fit right. Yeah, hey, I say the same thing about Derrick Henry. Like you're he's not asking for a whole lot of money. Put dude, if you put Derrick Henry back there with Prescott, it changes the defense is crazy now. They don't know
Yeah.
what to do. You know, you
Yeah.
got to create matchups. You got to create matchup problems, and my only thing with Dallas, I think they I don't like McCarthy. I don't like him calling plays. That's just my thing. I don't think he's a good
Yeah.
Mhm.
play caller. I really don't. I think he kind
Yeah.
of had the benefit of having some good people around him, some good assistant coaches that did some great stuff, and they helped him out a lot.
Hmm.
But as far as like play calling, we see that, you know, ever since Jimmy Johnson, we've seen Dallas be a team that has not had a um, hadn't had good play calling.
Yeah.
Even with Parcells, Parcells brings in a level of discipline, but he's the defensive side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like you need somebody else, and especially the way the NFL is set up now, it's about scoring points. It's
Uh-oh.
about it's about airing it
Yes.
out.
Thank
I
you,
know,
Hot Tub
I know,
Tony.
I know. Cookie
Yes.
about to say something about this.
Yes. I 100 agree. Yes. Get him
Yeah,
out the
you're right. Yeah,
picture.
well, yeah, 1,000% on that. You are absolutely right, bro. That is
Yes.
that is that is a problem. That. Well, I'm gonna say that's the elephant in the room that we didn't talk
That's
about, but that's him. Yeah, that's
right.
that's the problem.
He need to go sit
And,
down somewhere.
and the thing is, it's his show, so
Yep.
it's
What can we
like
do?
that can be done because it's his show. That's the crazy
This is
part. But
so. Yeah.
but hey, that's some of it too. I think Dallas need
I
they
know
need
some
that
all lot,
stabilizer. I
some
remember
lot,
when they had
lot,
Jerry.
lot.
You remember when they had
Not some,
what was that
lot.
quarterback? What was that coach they had, Brandon? The back in the Jimmy Johnson. When they had a
Yeah,
Johnson.
coach
Yeah,
Jimmy
like a
Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson, and you just
Mm-hmm.
let him run the show, they probably would be on a bigger run. They probably be like on a much longer run, and
Mm-hmm.
getting
bro. They
coaches like
they
that. But
brought they brought Barry Switzer and they won a Super Bowl with Barry
hey,
Switzer. That's how much I'm just telling you.
man,
That's how talented Dallas's team
yeah,
was.
that was the
That they
'95 boys. Yeah.
yeah that they let Barry Switzer, who had ran the damn wishbone and the damn what I'm saying, like this dude he wasn't an offensive
Yes.
nothing. He was
Mm,
offensively nothing. You know what I'm saying? And he comes in and
hmm.
he wins the Super Bowl. So it's like that. You know what? And the bad thing about that was Jimmy Johnson was probably behind that, calling a lot of the pulling a lot of strings, and he was like, "Oh, I can win a Super Bowl with this guy. I think I can do it all the time." No, dog. Nope. That's not how it works out.
Right, right, right.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Hot
look,
Tub Tony, once again, you are absolutely correct.
yeah, Hot Tub Tony, the king of controversy. By the
Mm-hmm.
way, Hot Tub Tony, he's gonna be on one of these episodes soon too. So be ready for Hot Tub Tony. Uh,
Yeah, so I
we
can tell
man.
so I can tell him where to forward with my money. That's what I want him to be on there, so he
Oh,
can figure out where to send
Cash
my money at.
App, Zelle.
there it is. All right. Well, Coach Prime just recently had a big interview with Joe Klatt, who's or Platt or whatever the last name is, but he's a former Colorado Buffalo. He works for Fox. So, they're already trying to work the machine. Um, they're already trying to hype up the Buffaloes. Um, so they're kind of talking about, they're gonna win the Big 12. They're gonna there you go. That's for you, Brunch, right there. About the money. But they're already trying to hype it up right now, trying to push the Colorado narrative before the season gets kicked off. So just your initial thoughts on it. We got plenty of time to talk college football, but do you foresee the Colorado Buffaloes winning the Big 12 conference, making it to the college football playoffs? Do you envision that happening just right now?
Absolutely not, and I'll tell you why. Because now, um, even when you have talent, when people don't focus on you and people don't prepare for you, you can sneak guys. You can get away with people underestimating you. You can get away with people not preparing for you, and you can get away with a little bit of sneaking your talent levels in on people. People probably didn't like Dion because of a lot of his talk coming in last year, and he was able to be in some games that he wasn't. And he won some games that people underestimated him being in. But I promise you right now, whoever they're playing, everybody is circling that game on their calendar. And you're not going to get anybody's you're not going to get a B game, a C game from anybody. Everybody wants to beat Dion to quiet him, to shut him up. And so we're going to see what he's going to be able to do with his team coming into this next year. You know what I'm saying? Shador is a good quarterback. He's going to get drafted. pretty high. But as far as like their team, um, and this is the world of the transfer portal. You can pull in guys, but we'll see. I don't. They're not gonna win if they can make a playoff. I mean, not
Hmm.
a playoff, but if they can make a bowl, I would be surprised. I really would.
Wow. Okay. And you have to win like 6 games, I believe, to qualify for bowl
Yeah, at least 6 games.
season.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll if they make a bowl, I would be surprised. That's my part of that.
I'm
Mhm.
intrigued with the North Dakota State game, the FCS program. You know, they're a powerhouse at the FCS division, and they have a history of going in and beating the FBS teams on the road. I'm interested to see this game right off the rip because Colorado has had a lot of turnover with players. Had players wanting to leave. There's a lot of back and forth and bickering and things going on between players. And Shador say he don't know who this guy was anyway. That kind of stuff. So I'm just wondering about this camaraderie with the team. Um, so we'll see what happens right off the rip against a tough opponent in North Dakota State. So that's going to pretty much kind of lay the groundwork for me this season to see where they go. But I'm kind of like what you, Brunch. I'm kind of like in that 5-6 win season this year.
Mhm.
All right. Any closing remarks before we roll out?
No,
Uh, no, just
no.
I didn't Mo. What you think about it? I didn't hear what you think about what you think about
Um,
Colorado.
no, I don't see them making the playoffs either because their defense last year was not on
Ooh,
playoff level unless they have a drastic change on their defense side. I don't see them going anywhere.
that's a very good point. 'Cause they were bad
Yeah,
on
their
defense.
defense was slack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, and that's what got them out of most of the
Yeah.
games. It wasn't the fact that they couldn't score; they just couldn't stop
Yeah.
nobody else from doing nothing.
they
You know what I'm
can
saying? Like,
stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you
yeah,
gotta
like
pay. You gotta have defense. I don't, you can score. I mean, somebody got to have a defense. Both sides can have offense going back and forth,
yeah,
scoring touchdowns. Somebody got to stop you. Somebody got
yeah.
to make a stop.
Yeah, if
Like,
you
come
hey,
on,
if you score 35 points a game and give up 36, you're gonna lose. You know what I'm
you
saying?
gonna
Like
Yeah.
lose.
the
Right,
numbers are
like
going the numbers don't work out. Hey, we score
Yeah.
35 points a game, but we give up 36. That means you lose it most of the
you
time. You
gotta
know what
lose.
I'm saying? So
You gotta have a defense. And man, they got ripped apart some of those games. I was like, oh wow, yeah.
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 That's
That's
my
true.
point. That's my take on that.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, that was key because there were a lot of shootouts last season.
And
Even the
Mm-hmm.
and the
game
one
against
thing
Colorado State. You know what I'm
and
saying?
the one thing that if you watch them too, and I did the I probably watched about 3 or 4 good games of them watching. The one thing that they could not do is run the football. You have to
That
be able to
that
run the
too. Yep.
football at any level. I don't care if it's Pee Wee League. You got to be able to run the football. And that was
Mm-hmm.
one thing that hurt them was the fact that they couldn't run the football. You know what I'm saying? Like they couldn't, 3 yards, 4 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like to put the defense back. If you first down, you get a negative one or a one. Second down. You know, and you're now third down and 8. Like, everybody knows you got to throw the ball. So like that's the one thing. Well, I would like to see if the talk is the talk. Let's see you be able to run the football and make it like you say make a big improvement on the defensive side of the ball.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And football season is right around the corner. I am
It
so
right here.
ready.
It's right here.
Hey, yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's here. It's right around the corner.
Yes.
NBA Summer League to get us over into the NFL preseason, and then
Right.
in the college early season, week 0, and all that good stuff. So we're about there.
Yep.
We're about there, ladies and gentlemen. And then we have the Olympics. So
Yep.
that's gonna help us
Ready
out
for
right in
that.
the middle.
Yep. I'm ready for
Yeah.
that too. Yep.
As soon as we come out
Yeah,
of
yeah. I
that,
was
it's
gonna say,
on.
yeah. I think, we're kind of get summer. We're getting some early summer blues. Like I said, we got the WNBA and the hype machine that's going around with that. And again, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, we can talk it off the air, and that's one thing
Yeah.
I would love to get in person and hang out with people, man, and we could talk some in person stuff because I had a good
Yeah.
friend who's no longer here, and I you know he got me watching the WNBA, and like I said, I could always remember, uh, you know, Saturdays and like we watched
Yeah.
the Houston Comets and you know Liberty and all you know back in the day.
Yeah,
So
man. Yeah.
I
Rebecca
watched.
Lobo. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
all them. Teaspoon in New York,
yeah,
man. They
teaspoon.
were a
Yeah.
squad. Yeah.
Uh, you know, and she was old, man, but Edwards,
Oh, Tariq, was it
Teresa
Teresa?
Edwards,
Oh
Bulldogs
Oh,
yeah,
on the
yeah.
yeah.
Bulldogs. You know, she was, you know, like she was, dude, she was like in her late 30s,
She was a
and
monster.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it is like if y'all had to call her when she was a young lady, you know,
Look,
but
look. People talk like Cynthia Cooper will probably score about 38 a game right now if you dropped her in this league right now. Like
right
Cynthia
now,
Cooper was serious. And Swoops. Imagine both of them was on the same team. They both was on the wing. Swoops
Teresa
Right.
and
Thompson, I mean
and
Tina
oh
Thompson too.
Tina
Yeah.
Thompson. Oh my
Ken
God,
Thompson.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they had a.
So
Hey man, they had the cheat code. They had the cheat code from the rip, man. That was the cheat
I don't know
code
how
from the
they
rip.
got that squad together. We
Yeah,
need to go research that. 'Cause that squad was woo we man, that was loaded. And I'm telling you, go look at the old highlights on it's on the TikTok page too, but Tina Pinachero, she was the point guard for
oh
the
boy, you
Sacramento
pulled one in.
Monarchs.
Mhm.
Oh, you pulled one
Yeah,
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Pinachero.
yeah,
You
them no
pulled
look
one in.
passes.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey
Hey,
man, you pulled one in.
yeah, you
you
talking about
sure
somebody can
did.
pass it. Yeah,
Hey,
but you talking about somebody
Dang.
can pass it and put on a
Right.
yeah.
show?
Hey,
Man.
you pulled one in,
Ooh,
Jones. You pulled one
yeah.
in. Tina, hey, boy,
Hey,
yeah, that was
she was serious.
yeah,
Yeah. I think she was doing stuff like what people might be like, oh, they do that. They were doing that then? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. They go
Mhm.
be
Yeah,
at it.
she was ahead of her, you know, like you say, Maravich in kind of a time like she was ahead of her time.
Yeah.
She you know oh man
What?
dang I got to go back and watch a little bit of you threw me a blast from the past right there boy, that was a good one
Oh
right there.
man.
Right.
Yeah.
That
That
was
one
a
of my
good one
favorite
right
players to
there.
tune in. That one of my favorite players to tune in and watch. Because
Mhm.
just to watch her make those passes like that, those no
Oh
looks and
yeah,
spinning. Yeah, she was serious with it. But
yeah.
yeah, this has been fun, y'all. Like I said, Brian, we get together. We gotta go catch a game before the season end. We probably need to do the a Falcon group outing too. We can do that too. We get some stuff in. But yeah, and then we gotta sit down and eat. So we'll do that. We got a lot to do.
Hey man, chicken wings and beer brings everybody in the world together. You know what I'm saying? So everybody got a favorite chicken wing, and then like even if you don't drink, you know, you can drink you some sweet tea if that's what you drink. But I I like some hops and some barley
Hey
with my
man.
hot wings, and we can sit back and just talk and oh see if you, hey, I'm a Crown Royal connoisseur, so I know that's the blackberry bag that you
Yeah,
got
there
right there.
you go. You
He
already know it,
loved
don't
that
you?
blackberry.
Oh man, come on, man.
I know the bags, baby. I know the
Yeah,
bags.
yeah,
Matter
I
of
bet
fact,
you did.
they got a red, white, and blue one for the regular Crown for 4th of July. They got a red, white, and blue bag for.
What?
I mean, the flag. Yeah, the
Wow.
flag bag. Yeah,
Okay.
for the
All right.
original. Yeah.
Wow. And that's coming up too. For a lot next week. Man, this year's flying by, guys. So
Right.
enjoy it. Well, look, I enjoyed this. He's Brundage. She's Mo. I'm 4-1. Hot Tub, we appreciate him. And everybody have a good night, and we'll catch y'all later.
All
Yeah,
right.
hot tub. I have my Zell for you.
All right, hot tub. I love. All right.
Peace.
Take
I have
care.
my Zell for you.
All
Y'all have a
right.
good night.
Later.